Welcome to the Sarah Scoop Show. It's time to get the scoop with Sarah.
I think like filming there really helped to get the feel of kind of reality of it, like having actual walls and actual energy for a film like this. And like it felt kind of like in a way that we were doing an independent film sometimes because we were on location. So it wasn't only blue screens and creating, of course we had that, but also it brings a sense to it. And like I think Henry said, like a sense of smell, a sense of, real feel. And filming at night was kind of scary. I wouldn't walk by myself.
I mean, I think any opportunity to go back to teenagedom is not necessarily the most fun experience, but you definitely learn a lot about yourself afterwards. It's interesting because I think we all came into this knowing that whilst we were making a superhero movie, we weren't really making a superhero movie. We were making a film about people who were having a tough time understanding themselves and figuring out their place in the world. And so, as you said, the growing pains, trying to understand where you fit in. You're no longer a child, but like, what is this weird adult world? I think they'll definitely connect with it. And then we have powers, which is really cool.
It was like a really, I like couldn't believe that I was even there when it was happening, but it was like, it was fun. But, and then our whole relationship between our characters and then us as friends on set, was really amazing. Like it really got me through making the movie, like our friendship and like that character relationship was really important to me. It was like probably my favorite part of Danny, honestly, is like her relationship with Rain.
We're all a lot younger, and it's only 3 years, but I feel like at this time in our lives, like you just do change a lot. And at the time I was just like very uncomfortable, and like when I was playing Rain, and like I have on the wig and like the tatty clothes, and like it made me feel as an actor like very uncomfortable. And it's like hard to do your job right when you feel like unattractive or like whatever it is, like you can't get your ego out of the way. And I think for me, like looking back now, it's like actually that was all perfect, like to feel that way and to feel uncomfortable in the clothes, and the like that's who she is. Like she isn't just born with like every ounce of confidence. And so it was like something that I was really fighting at the time, but actually it like looking back, I'm like, wow, you're really like uncomfortable, but it works for the role, I guess.
I was gonna say I relate to this discomfort that Maisie was talking about too. I think like, I have to live up to a role, and I should have used that fear, that insecurity for Roberto, because he is trying to live up to a facade, to a pretend confident 17-year-old who's actually just like craving love and is really sensitive. He just can't face that because it causes so much pain. So I think we can all relate to that discomfort.
Briefly, I wrote this with my very best friend in the world. We've known each other since we were little babies. Our moms are best friends, and we grew up in the 1980s reading Marvel Comics. And I still vividly remember to this day seeing the covers of the New Mutants comics that Bill started working on, these Demon Bear ones, because they did not look like any comic book covers I'd ever seen before. They were painted, they were impressionistic, had a more slippery, surreal look than typical comic books do. I just never seen anything like that before. So they really captured my imagination, and I thought about them really for years. I remember being in LA when I first moved out in like an apartment, like 10 years before I ever made a movie. I had a stack of New Mutants comics, and I was like, maybe one day. And I was lucky enough to have made a movie for Fox that was successful, and went and begged them to let us take a crack at these comics we liked when we were young. So it all goes back to almost all these projects that I ever do go back to my childhood, or go back to things that I feel real passion and love for, because that's really all that can sustain you through how long it takes to make something, get it made, shoot it, write it, edit it. If it's just something that you love, I don't know, fleeting, I don't know that it can hold you for the length of time it takes to make it. So we try to pick things that we have deep, passionate feelings for, hopefully connected to childhood, because those things will stay passionate about since then, be able to continue feeling that way now.
I looked at them, you know, you're trying to find as much information as you can about your character, and obviously you've got the script, you know, which gives you a lot, but, you know, trying to find as much as you can. You know, but it's also you know, the comics, as much as they give you kind of the shape of these characters and I mean who they are, they don't give you that kind of inner. I never found, when looking at the comics, you know, that I kind of could get a full-fledged character. So it was, I would say it was exciting to read, but I really kind of was, for me at least, preparing, like, was definitely kind of looking more at pulling from the script itself than necessarily the comics. I mean, the comics helped with, like, you know, look and style. But yeah, we're making a different piece of, you know, this is a film, so you need to make these kind of characters
Real.
out. Yeah, and real. And that, you know, that was conversations that we'd had, me and Josh, and it was kind of, again, looking at the script and then just going with instinct. And, you know, you're playing this character, so you've got to give a piece of you to this character, and kind of finding what piece of you want to give to it. Is kind of how I kind of came up with Sam. And also just this idea of power, and when you have something inside of you that is, you know, manifested, and you're trying to, you know, learn how to control it, but how that plays with your emotions. So yeah, there's a lot of things, really. It wasn't just like one or the other.
Thank you for watching The Sarah Scoop Show. Head to sarahscoop.com for more.